Jeremy Stephens versus Eddie Alvarez just wrapped up. As much as I hate to say it, Eddie Alvarez just isn't built for BKFC. It just, I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe just he's a bit older and he's maybe not just built for combat at all, or if it's just a BKFC or bare knuckle. I don't think the company matters, or if it's just a bare knuckle related thing. But he doesn't have that dog in bare knuckle. I think it's probably more due to his age, but bare knuckle just seems awful for him because he's got 2 fights. Or actually, no, I think he beat Chad Mendes as well. But he's had back-to-back doctor stoppage losses. Like where he quits in the corner, or he's just, his scar tissue has been banged up, his eyes being banged up. He's just not built for BKFC, especially not at 41 years of age. I'm not disrespecting a legend. He is a legend of the sport, of combat sports, of MMA. Like, he's a former UFC champion. Like, all respect to the Underground King. Eddie Alvarez is a beast, but like, it's just he doesn't have it no more, especially at least not for BKFC. To be fair, MMA, he probably wouldn't do much better in MMA either. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate. Obviously, his last few MMA fights were pretty rough as well. He had that OK Rain Yoon fight where he could have arguably won it, but it was based on the one scoring criteria, which is like the whole fight, not just not based on the rounds. So I think he got clipped early in that, but he came back and he looked pretty good, but he ended up still losing, if I remember it correctly. But yeah, just a shame for Eddie Alvarez. But Jeremy Stephens, looked good, got 2 knockdowns, beat up Eddie Alvarez. We also got to hear Eddie Alvarez's wife yell, "Eddie! Eddie!" as she does every fight that he has. It's not an Eddie Alvarez fight if you don't hear his wife yelling in the background. Like, I don't know. It shows she really loves her husband. I get that part of it, but like, is she always yelling like that? Like, he forgot to, like, I don't know, put the toilet seat down. Eddie! Eddie! He's, I don't know, he's pissed on the floor. Eddie! Eddie! Like, is it just everything he does, he forgets to empty the dishwasher? Eddie! Like, I can just imagine in everyday circumstances that she's just yelling like that, not just when he's fighting, but, still regardless. Eddie Alvarez is a legend. Like, let's not forget, he took Justin Gaethje's O. Like, that is always worth mentioning. Like, he did beat Gaethje. Now he's obviously he's past his prime. Like, let's be honest here. He is quite clearly past his prime. He's 41, almost 42 years of age, taking a lot of damage. But yeah, Jeremy Stephens wins. Jeremy Stephens is on the opposite end of the spectrum, where this guy was just built for bare knuckle. Like, if anyone was built for bare knuckle, it's guys like him and Mike Perry, which wouldn't mind that fight, to be honest. I'm sure you could get Stephens up to 175, something like that. I'm not sure what weight this fight was at, but Stephens missed weight for a lightweight fight, I think, in the PFL or something like that. So, he could move up a weight class. Him and Mike Perry, they had some beef back and forth. And then, of course, McGregor, as is on the screen here, there is not just on the screen for no reason. They had a little bit of back and forth. Let's just play this real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Jeremy Little.
So yeah, as you see, this fight is absolutely never going to happen, by the way. Like, I'm not delusional. Like, Conor McGregor versus Jeremy Stephens, I doubt that would ever happen, especially in BKFC, because, he's under the UFC's leash. Conor McGregor has no freedom of choice here. I feel like once Conor McGregor leaves the UFC, which I think will probably happen, if he ever gets out of his contract, he's going to have some real fun, weird, random fights. I feel like we'll see him versus Mike Perry, Jeremy Stephens. If he ever gets out of his UFC contract, we'll get the Jake Paul fight, the Logan Paul fight. He'll probably fight KSI. Probably get him versus like Darren Till or something really weird like that in like boxing as well. Like, I feel like that's when we're going to see, like, the weird Conor McGregor, like, crossover fights. But for now, he's still in the UFC, technically. But Who knows when he returns? But it's like every week we see Conor McGregor facing off with someone, be rumoured to fight somebody else. And it's crazy because he literally has a share in BKFC, which makes this even funnier that he's like facing off with all their fighters. Obviously, he faced off with Mike Perry a while ago as well. But yeah, at least this one has like a story to it. Obviously, he was like, who the fuck is that guy, yeah? Who the fuck is that? Yeah, obviously there was that. And they never fought in MMA. That never happened, clearly. Jeremy Stephens, I think he ended his career like 15-17 in the UFC. And McGregor was obviously championship caliber. So there was no reason for them to fight. But now, it'd be a perfect time. In BKFC, I feel like Jeremy Stephens is made for that. But Conor McGregor, he could still scrap it out bare knuckle. I reckon he could do decent. MMA's 4-ounce gloves. He's a boxer primarily. Does fight with the karate stance, but I can't imagine he would be using the karate stance in BKFC. But again, I'm just rambling here. Jeremy Stephens, a good performance. I think he beat Jimmy Rivera before. I'm not sure if he beat anyone else before that. Let me just check. Because yeah, it's always worth checking. I know he had some wars in PFL as well. He had some pretty interesting fights in the PFL. For Aldo in a boxing rematch, then he lost to Chris Avila. Oh, he beat Bobby Taylor. I don't even know who that is. Oh, some 6-11 MMA fighter who is 46 years old. Jeremy Stephens beat this guy. Interesting. But he seems like a guy who's fought a lot in BKFC. Wow, really fought a lot. I lost to Bryce Mitchell. Somehow beat TJ Brown, who ended up in the UFC though, so respect. But anyway, craziness, honestly. But yeah, Jeremy Stephens beats Eddie Alvarez, 38 years old. Invites Mike Perry, let's do some interesting super fights or something. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Oh, Paul Hughes was Usman Nurmagomedov. I would have made a reaction video, but didn't get to catch the fight live. So I thought it'd be disingenuous if I made a video. But I heard a lot of people saying Paul Hughes should have won. I picked Paul Hughes to win. I didn't make a video on it, but that's who I was picking to win. But, obviously Usman got the win. But, Paul Hughes gave a good account of himself. So, shout out Paul Hughes. Born in Australia, but he is Irish, obviously. But we're going to claim him anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.